around to see the pyramids, and then they go and never come back, and the pyramids still stand. This building here to the left is the building that has the boat of the king. So in one of 5 pits around the pyramid, we found a big boat that's about 40 meters long, and now it's exhibited at this boat museum. It's a museum totally dedicated to the boat that we found. It's an actual boat that the king used at least once going places. The second pyramid is the pyramid of King Khephren, his son. Khephren is the Greek version of his name. His Egyptian name is Ra, which means he shines like God Ra. Ra was the principal god back in the Old Kingdom. So all of the names from the Old Kingdom would have Ra in them. And then in the Middle Kingdom, we introduced a new guy whose name is Amen. And then to make everyone happy in the New Kingdom, they made a combination between Amen and Ra, called it Amen Ra. This pyramid is shorter than the pyramid of King Cheops. They say out of respect, the king built his pyramid 9 meters shorter out of his respect for his father. But I'd say out of his ego, he built it on an even higher ground than his father's, and from a distance it looks even bigger than the pyramid of the father. How can you tell the difference between the two pyramids? Look at the peak of the pyramid. If it still has some of the casing stones like this pyramid here, then it's the second pyramid. Pyramid number 2, that's 137 meters high, which approximately would be around 460 feet high. This one has only 1 burial chamber, unlike the first pyramid that has 3 burial chambers and different passages and hallways going up and down, with the king changing his mind about the burial chamber and its location. All the pyramids were cased smooth, like the top of the second pyramid. Like the pyramids were not rough like that. You couldn't climb on a pyramid before. But then somebody stripped off all of those casing stones, and many of those were used to build houses and monuments from different times. All of them were like the top of this pyramid, very nice and very smooth, and they had lots of inscriptions on them. On the very top of the pyramid, he had the pyramid of electrum and gold to totally reflect the sun rays coming from the sun to give the dramatic effect on these pyramids. Of course. From what? Size point of view. What makes it what? What makes it unique from the size point of view? Napoleon Bonaparte has a famous saying about the size of those pyramids and the number of blocks that were used, because the first one used approximately 2.3 million blocks, the second one used approximately 1.9 million blocks, and this one here, because it's significantly smaller, as you can see, it's only 60 meters high, which is about 180 feet high. And to make up for the smallness, King Mycerinus fully covered his pyramid in granite. You can still see the granite blocks at the entrance. So 2.3 million blocks plus 1.9 plus 900,000. Napoleon Bonaparte had a famous saying reporting that if they had those pyramids, nobody could have invaded them, because those blocks are enough to make a wall surrounding the whole of France with a height of 3 meters and a width of 1 meter. If you arrange those blocks, stack them one by one, they would cover 2/3 of the world's equator. That gives you an idea of how big those pyramids are. How were they managed? How were they able to build those pyramids? But we don't have an actual document that shows how they built the pyramids, but the only way that makes sense, because we have actually some traces of this technique in El Karnak Temple in Luxor, is building mud bricks going all the way up. That would enable them to drag those blocks from one level to another. But that's in case of a pylon, like an entrance to a temple. So in case of a pyramid, that means they built 4 mud brick ramps on the 4 sides of the pyramid. And that means the size of those mud brick ramps would perhaps be even bigger would start with casing the pyramid, and as they work their way down, they would diminish that riprap. There's an actual riprap at the first pylon of the temples of Karnak in Luxor that shows the technique and shows how they were able to levitate the stones from Luxor. A lot of what? Camels? Cool. Yes. Well, this is the second stop that we're stopping at. It's called the panoramic view because it gives a nice panoramic view of 6 pyramids. You see those small pyramids? Those are part of the complex of the number 3, the pyramid complex of King Mancow rock. So usually we stop here for a